In evaluating these perspectives, regarding the Texas border control dispute, it's crucial to recognize the political dynamics at play, including partisan differences, constitutional considerations, and the broader implications for immigration and policy, immigration policy and governance. Effective resolution of the border control dispute may require dialogue, compromise, as well as collaboration among stakeholders at both the state and federal levels. Overall, the Texas border control dispute illustrates the complex interplay between legal frameworks, institutional dynamics, and political considerations in shaping immigration policy and the governance in the United States. Effective resolution of the dispute may require balancing competing interests, clarifying jurisdictional boundaries, and fostering collaboration between the state and federal governments within the parameters of law and constitutional principles. The separation of powers holds a lot of significance to the authority of immigration enforcement, as it can kind of go into the actual idea of setting reform and can limit kind of legislative action, and acting towards the actual government's ability to address border control effectively. Public opinion regarding border security reflects concerns about national security, crime, and the perceived threat of an unauthorized immigration, people that aren't from the United States. Public opinion on immigration tends to vary on ideological lines, with conservative ideologies often favoring tougher enforcement measures and stricter immigration policies, while liberals may advocate for more lenient immigration policies and pathways to citizenship. Media coverage of border-related issues can shape public perceptions and influence policy debates. Sensationalized stories or partisan narratives may amplify fears or misconceptions about actual immigration, impacting public support for actual particular policies or approaches. States like Texas, with significant populations and a history of immigration, may have more nuanced views on these issues compared to states with fewer immigration residents. Economic interests may also shape the public attitudes and policy references regarding immigration and border control, mainly because these are particularly, or Texas is particularly accumulated of regions where immigrant labor is integral to the local economy. Texas is a unique has a unique cultural identity, and is influenced by its Hispanic heritage, cowboy culture, and history of independence. So influence can it can influence attitudes towards immigration, and shape the perceptions of who belongs in the state and the nation. In Texas, it's a state with a rich history of migration and cultural diversity, as it does kind of have attitudes towards immigration that may be influenced by a sense of openness, hospitality, as well as multiculturalism. Overall, the understanding of the social factors that influence the Texas border control dispute is essential for crafting informed and responsible policy solutions that balance the security concerns with humanitarian considerations and respect for diverse communities, values and identities. Policymakers may consider the economic impacts of immigration policies on labor markets, businesses, and communities, striking a balance, between security concerns and economic concerns. It's essential for developing effective and sustainable border control policies that promote economic growth, social cohesion, and respect for human rights. Overall, economic considerations are integral to the Texas border control dispute, shaping policy discourse, resource allocation, and the economic well-being of affected communities. Balancing security imperatives, with economic realities, is a complex challenge that requires thoughtful and evidence-based policy making at both the state and federal levels. again, when it comes to, just the, I guess the overview or overall of the, I guess Texas border control dispute, the overall political strategy, party policies, lobbying effects or efforts, and electoral considerations in the actual dispute underscores the complex interplay between political dynamics and policy processes. Effective resolution of the dispute requires navigating through these political realities, fostering bipartisan cooperation, as well as prioritizing the public interest over the partisan interest.